One of the 5 pledges that Prime Minister Narendra Modi appealed Indians to adopt during his Independence Day speech was equality, specifically equality for women. He called for full participation of the nation's women power so that India can achieve its goals faster. The PM followed this up with another proclamation last week at the National Conference of Labour Ministers of all states and union territories. He strongly backed the work from home ecosystem and flexible work hours, calling them the future. This, he said, will encourage a higher number of women to work. Modi's remarks assume significance as India has one of the world's lowest female labour force participation rate. The rate is a measure of the proportion of a country's working age population that engages actively in the labour market, either by working or looking for work. The gender ratio in workforce has gotten more skewed towards men despite more women getting educated. Women's net enrollment in schools and colleges has increased and reached near parity with men. India's female labour force participation rate has dropped steadily in the last decade and a half, from 32% in 2005 to just 19.2% in 2021, although the latest data reflects a slight recovery from 18.6%, the lowest in 32 years, in the first year of the pandemic in 2020. The Centre for Monitoring Indian Economy, a private think tank, says male LPR was 66% in January to April 2022, while the female LPR was only 9%. In this metric, India fares worse than countries like China, Brazil, UAE, Bangladesh and Saudi Arabia. According to a recent analysis from Bloomberg Economics, closing the employment gap between men and women could add more than 30% or $6 trillion to India's GDP by 2050. Having said that, the International Labour Organization, or ILO, found that a significant proportion of women usually reported their willingness to accept work if assignments were made available at their household premises. The ILO report indicates 34% of rural Indian women and 28% in urban areas were willing to accept work at home. So, is the trend of work from home, which caught on during the pandemic, the solution to reverse India's falling female labour force participation?
It is partly definitely yes, because women who are in their ages where they have young children or it is a childbearing age would really want to work, but they do not want to really be traveling to workplaces or be at the workplaces physically present for very long hours. If they get the time to work on their own terms, in terms of using the time that they have at house, it's always attractive, and we see more women joining that kind of workforce. But that is only for an age group which is between 25 to 35. But after 35 plus onwards, women do look forward to move out and work physically from the office spaces. The moment it is work from home and the flexible options are given, the remunerations are downgraded, whereas it should be the opposite. Why? Because the infrastructure which is being used by the woman is actually the woman's own. Somebody should pay for it, right? Ideally the employers.
The flip side is, women working from home are also carrying on their household work or taking care of their children. Therefore, the length of the workday and burden of work, including both paid and unpaid, increases substantially for women. Here, corporates can help by adopting policies that allow women to work different hours.
Work from home is an allowance that can be made for certain types of work and should be made if it is needed. Absolutely. The problem is, are there jobs that allow women to work from home and log in and do sort of the work that they would do in office? So I don't know whether work from home possibilities will create new jobs, but I think it's really welcome that the Prime Minister of India has acknowledged the problem of low female labour force participation rates. The real problem is that the decline of the female labour force participation rate is in rural India. I think the government must talk also about sharing the burden of domestic chores. But these are social changes. These take time. What is actionable is things like creation of jobs or transportation or toilets or, sensitizing employers. But I think we are talking about a broader problem here where it may not be conservatism, but may just not be availability of jobs or not availability of transport. There is a job in the district center, which is very far away. You are living in a village.
While PM Modi's remarks are a welcome first step towards tackling the issue of declining workforce participation rate of women, it is time for India Inc. to step up and accommodate the demands of the female workforce. The ball is now in the employer's court.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.